Welcome into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here, joined by my normal co-host, Cam Brate. And then today, what a treat. We have special guest Mike Evans here with us. Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, you get major good guy awards for coming on despite it being a not very fun game. So thank you. Props to you. Again, always the good guy award for the Buccaneers. I know not how anybody expected that game to go. What did it feel like out there to start? Were there feelings that something like that could happen? Or when did it get this sense of, man, this isn't it?
It's the NFL, and 0-2 teams are really dangerous, as we saw yesterday, not just us. But they took the ball, and they had it on their mind. They were more physical than us. They were talking trash, and they played a hell of a game.
Yeah. Cam, what do you remember about some games like that where you feel like you should win, and then it just does not go the way you think? How do you try to recover from that?
I feel like that's when it always happens. When you feel like you're going to win, it's always a setup. And, yesterday just obviously wasn't the best game for the Bucs, but it's early. Chance to learn. We don't take losses, only learning opportunities. You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm happy I came on with Cam because it cheered me up a little bit.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
I know, it's amazing. Mike is like forced to talk to me for an hour. Like he has to. Like he can't go anywhere else. So I was looking forward to this.
This is why you wanted him on.
Yeah.
For the record, the moment Cam became my co-host, first thing he said, he was like, we got to get Mike on.
Well, Cam never once wanted to hang with me while we were playing. We were teammates.
Wow.
We probably hung out maybe 2 times at 9 years.
Cam did not see this coming of being thrown under the bus.
Yeah, I'm going to call him out in front of everybody right here.
All right, that's not true at all. We hung out at least 3 times. Bro.
Over
Mike,
what, 8 years?
No. He's joking. He's
9?
joking.
8, 9? How many years was it?
We played 9 years together.
Okay.
Best 9 years of my life, Mike. But, bro, Mike, great guy, right? Great guy.
For sure.
Mike, when he's done with football, Mike goes home, and he doesn't leave his house.
Yeah. Does that track?
But nobody asked me. Nobody asked me. You know,
we got no too many times.
Everybody thinks, man, it's Mike Evans. He's obviously too busy for me. And then Mike's just sit there at home by himself with nothing to do.
Just staring at his phone, hoping one of his
I love my family and I love video games. So I'm just.
You got everything you need at home. Why would you go anywhere? So I know, Cam, for you, looking at this game, you've got to the point now where I feel like you're a legit analyst. You enjoy watching these games. You love having your takes. So, tell me here.
All right, so Allie was in this role last year.
Yes.
And after the season, he's like, Cam, like, you would be perfect for this. Like, you actually watch all the games. So, that's bare minimum. But, no, like, I really do watch all of the NFL games. Like, I love watching the NFL. I always have. So last year after the Bucs games, Sunday Night Football was on. I'd have my iPad out, and I'd be watching all 22 of the Bucs. Mm-hmm. So very, seamless transition to this. Like, no extra work on my plate. I'm doing the same thing, but now I get to hang out with Mike for an hour. So
I got 2 questions.
What's up?
Is football your favorite sport?
Yes. I mean,
that's a fair question. You like sports, bro.
No, but is football your favorite sport?
Yeah, it is. It's grown to be my favorite sport.
When did that happen?
Maybe my 2nd contract.
Okay, all right.
Amazing how that
all right,
shifts
I'm fully committed. And then another question: who weighs more, you or Ali Marpet? Is that a fair question to ask as well?
No, I think I'm a little less than Ali, but it's
less.
I want to say we were pretty close. We're pretty close.
What, 235?
Yeah, but his head weighs
he does have a
pounds.
Huge
right.
brain.
So he's maybe skinnier than me, but his head pushes him over the top weight wise. Yeah.
Shout out Ali Marpet.
Shout out Ali. I know. We're talking to Mike Evans here. You know what? I feel like Chris is a guy that also both of you got to play with for a really long time, and this guy has been killing it to start this year. Yep. And Mike, I feel like you called it even before the season started. You were like, this guy looks like he did before the injury. Like, this looks like the Chris Godwin we all know and love, and got that touchdown in the game. Tell me specifically in a game like this to still see Chris being able to find ways to get some contributions when even a lot of other things weren't going well. What has been working so well for him already to the start of the season, and take us through his touchdown?
I mean, Chris is a guy that's always put in the work. And this year specifically, I seen him working on run after catch and his routes and things like that, the top of his routes, getting extra treatment. He's always taking care of his body, but he's taking it to another level this year. And it's showing. I mean, he's been a great player for us this year, and look forward to him making more plays.
I know that for a game like this now, there's always ups and downs in the NFL, right? And you guys had such a high after that Lions game, and then this one was so tough. For you as one of the kind of leaders of the team, do you feel like there's any kind of obligation to do anything different or specific to try to help the team move on? And is it more challenging to move on from a game like this or move on from a high like the Lions?
I think for me, we've always done the same thing. You know, we did what got us to the point where we were 2-0, and we're going to continue to do that. I felt like we had a really great week of preparation leading up to this game. We had a lot of energy, and then sometimes in the games you just come out flat, and that's what happened. I remember in 2014 we had 2 wins that year, and when we played the Pittsburgh Steelers, we attacked that week like crazy because they were the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were one of the best teams in the league, and we played them extremely hard, and we won that game. So I felt like that was kind of similar here. Not I gotta see how we progress during the season, but I feel like we can be a really, really good team. We just have to, move on from this and learn.
Yeah, going back to that Steelers game, do you remember the score of the game the week before?
Did we play the Falcons?
Yeah, we did.
On Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, we were down
56-0, and then we scored 2 late touchdowns. Danny Lansana had a pick 6, and Vincent Jackson had a fade on the goal line.
But for me, like, I always felt like it was much easier to come into work not on Monday. Harder coming to work on Monday after a loss, but Wednesday after a loss, like, everyone kind of gets in the right mindset. Like, can't let that happen again. So I feel like
I guess it's both for me.
Yeah.
I mean, after a win, after a loss, we've played so many games at this point, and we've seen how the ebbs and flows of the season goes. I'm just excited to have another opportunity, win or lose.
Yeah.
What have you seen of how Baker has been able to handle the highs and lows of some of this? And he's become such a leader of this team so quickly where guys really seem like they want to fight for him and play alongside him. How do you see him handle games like yesterday's and the way that he as a quarterback kind of sets a tone?
I mean, he's battle tested and he's been through it a lot. Look at last year. I think we lost 4 in a row, something like that, 5 in a row. What was it? You got a great memory, Ken.
It was 4 in a row, I believe, right?
It was 4 in a row, and I swear, like, his confidence never wavered in us, and he just kept going out each week trying to play his best, and he got us over the hump, and it'll be the same this year.
I know Bucky Irving, also a bright spot at times in that game when a lot wasn't going well. That guy's, already have busted out a couple 30-plus yard runs first few games of his NFL career. It's pretty incredible. What has it been like watching him these first few games?
Bucky's a beast, man. He's a beast. Yeah, watching him in college, he was a beast. He's a different type of back. Like, he's a change of pace back. He's hard to see at the line. He's so shifty and small, but he's explosive. And, he reads the holes well, and he made some big plays for us.
Very decisive, hard to tackle.
Yeah.
Shifty, but, like, he's got
low
power.
center of gravity.
Yeah.
Like, he's way stronger than he looks.
And I feel like right now there's not a ton of film out, and so the Bucs have done a great job kind of like hiding him, right? And
we did some 21 personnel.
Right,
and
motioning
like
him in from outside to in and creating different looks for him. Yeah.
What did you feel like their defense did well in this game against you guys? And how much was it maybe what their defense was doing or kind of some self-inflicted wounds?
Well, we knew going in that they were a good defense. They were 0-2, but they lost really close games, and their defense held their own in those games, and they did their thing yesterday. They were physical up front. They were physical on the back end, and they created problems for us. They got to the quarterback, made Baker uncomfortable, and they pressed us, and they disguised cover 2, act like it was man coverage, and they disguised cover 2 sometimes, and that caught us off guard as well.
What's your kind of defense that you get more excited to play against? Tell me what a team can do that all of a sudden if they come out in this, Mike's like, this is my day.
Every game is different. We had a lot of man coverage yesterday, and that's what I want, but their pass rushers were getting after us, and Surtain was on me. He was getting hands on me at the line. Even when he wasn't, the other guys were playing really physical and things like that, and I always pride myself of getting open quick and making it look easy so the pass rush won't matter, and I didn't do that yesterday.
What are some of the things that for you in a game can tell you that adjustments you need to make, things that are going right or wrong, that there's certain maybe cues now at this point in your career where you can feel early on kind of the kind of game it's going to be for you or how to try to make some adjustments? What are some of those things?
I always want to get the ball in my hands early. Like I want to see the ball, right? Don't you want to see the ball to get going early?
Want an easy catch.
I want an easy catch.
First play of the game.
Give me a now, give me a bubble, a slant, something like that to see the ball and get things going, get my energy level going. Teams play different, right? So yesterday, I felt that they were getting to the. I felt we needed to run the ball. I felt we needed to run the ball, and we were trying. But they were just beating us. They were just more physical. And we had a really good plan going into it, but that went out the window. I mean, their D-line was talking that trash, man. They were getting after it.
Yeah, I mean, you fell down 2 touchdowns right away, and that kind of forces you to kind of get out of the game plan a little bit. Yeah. And, they were just able to make Bake feel uncomfortable. And, Mike's not going to say it, but, like, having Mike on your team is such a luxury because you're going to get a ton of cover 2 to his side, right? And so you're going to get good looks to run the ball, but if you're not running the ball against cover 2, I mean, you don't really have a ton of answers. Yeah.
That's how the Saints used to play us those Tom years.
I know. Yeah. When we didn't run the ball, we would lose.
I know. And we did in the playoff game.
Right,
that
exactly.
1 year. And
we won.
I know that Cade Otton ended up being one of the guys that ended up getting targeted a lot based on what all was happening. So, Cam, tell me what you saw specifically from him of career high numbers of receptions for him in that game. So tell me a little bit.
Had a career high in receptions?
Career high in receptions, yeah, I think 7.
Yeah.
So tell me for you, what were you seeing from Cade's game based on what the defense was taking away from some people like Mike?
Yeah, I mean, they were getting some pressure and they were taking away the deeper throws, right? The throws that Baker needed more time on. So Cade was just kind of like the reliable outlet for Bake. And it's funny watching Cade run after the catch because he's not like the most explosive athlete or anything in the world. He's just so gritty.
Yeah, he's determined. Yeah,
he's like throwing guys off him when he's running with the ball, and it was nice to see him get involved. After the first couple games.
Well, just like the team, we're gonna turn the page on this last game, and the rest of the show we're gonna let you guys reminisce a bit, look ahead to this next Eagles game. So we've got more coming up here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips, Cam Brate, and Mike Evans here. I just already want to start with, what does it feel like to know you've already put together a Hall of Fame career? Like, that's how I know all Bucs fans feel. What is it like to know you're still playing at a high level? Like, you've already earned gold jacket status. Is that kind of wild to realize while you're still playing?
I just don't feel that way. I don't. I feel like there's still more for me to do to solidify that, to lock that up. I am proud of what I've done in my career. I mean, looking back on it, I think Chris passed you for second in touchdowns or third in touchdowns in franchise history, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I seen how many I had. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'm almost to 100, and I want to get that here soon if I can. But I just feel like there's things that I can do better and I need to do better. And I'm still in the moment, and I can't just sit and dwell on what I've done. I want to still be one of those guys.
So what still motivates you? Is it solidifying something like that, or what keeps you at this point in your career so motivated?
That I'm chasing the Hall of Fame. I'm chasing wins, trying to be the best player I can be for my team. My kids are watching me. My family's watching me, the fans. And I'm just super competitive. I love the game, and I want to be the best while I'm here.
You can't let him know he's already made the Hall of Fame. You got to tell him
you got
to tell him he needs a few more years with the Bucs.
I'll let you tell him that.
No,
yeah.
I do, believe me.
Yeah.
I tell him.
That's crazy. And I feel like, though, for you, even your motivation almost feels like it has gotten even stronger as the years go on, especially watching the way you come into camp these last few years. I feel like it's looked like a different Mike Evans in terms of how ready and in shape you've come in. Is that fair?
That's definitely fair. I've learned around middle of my career, I wish I would have learned it sooner, to take care of my body and always stay in shape year round. And that was a problem early on in my career, right? Year 4. Like year 5 is when I learned, like, really, all right, I got to stay in shape the whole year, and it'll benefit me.
I remember my first year, one of the first training camp practices, so I guess it would have been your second year probably. You're over there like throwing up, full body cramping, and I'm like panicking, like, oh my gosh, and it's like everybody's like, it's fine. He does this for a few weeks. I can't imagine that was very fun for you. So I feel like camp is probably a more enjoyable experience now as well.
It's still extremely tough,
yeah.
but it's definitely easier than it used to be for me.
Yeah.
Going through those things.
So let's talk about, you guys came in same year as each other, right?
Yeah.
2014.
What we now, I would like to hear what you each remember about each other your first year here. So Cam, tell me first your first memories of rookie Mike, as I like to call babyface Mike, with double the cheeks he now has.
Yeah, he was a little heavier. You know, Mike was bigger than I was at that point, and he also
Was I?
Yeah, you were like 245.
Yeah, did you weigh?
And he had like a little chin strap. I don't know what he was trying to do. It was a lot skinnier.
I was trying to make it be this.
Yeah.
You just still had to get a little bit of that.
Yeah, I was 20.
Yeah, no, I give you
Jeez.
no. I'll give you
old,
grace. Yeah, it's fine. You've grown in a lot of ways. So obviously Mike was the first draft pick, you know, 7th pick overall, and I was an undrafted tryout rookie free agent. So I was like watching Mike and just blown away, just the things he could do on the football field. I hadn't really seen someone catch the ball, and I think we talked about it previously, the crazy ways Mike catches the ball above his head, pinkies together, like arms outstretched, just some things that I knew I could never do in my life. So like over the course of 9 years, I was just always amazed and so grateful to like play alongside someone who just had such incredible talent. You know, it was just, coming to work and watching Mike make a crazy play every day in practice was just always the coolest thing to me.
Look, listen to that. How
That's
nice
awesome.
is that?
Yeah,
what a great
man.
teammate. Now, how about personality-wise? First impressions of him as friends,
So
as
Mike
buddies.
has grown up a lot. Yeah. Mike was a little bit of a hothead at the beginning. Mike, I feel
On
like
the field, though.
Yeah,
but like you also had this like kind of persona. You were like you thought you were like a bad dude. Like you know what I mean? You were a tough guy.
I thought I was a tough guy?
Yeah.
Nah, you were a tough guy, but like but like he's opened up a lot more.
Pick fights with people or something?
Yeah, kind of.
No, only in the heat of competition, not when we're just chilling.
Yeah, you just were a little more fiery.
I was. I agree with that, but I never thought I was trying to be a tough guy or anything like that.
Nah, you did. But nah, he's like
He had a bit of resting bad guy face. Is that fair?
yeah.
I think it is
Yeah.
how my face used to look.
Not just, well, the chin strap didn't help, but Mike, he's so approachable. Just a great guy to be around. Like he can really let his personality shine now. He's a lot more. I feel like he's a lot more comfortable. You know, just being himself.
I mean, that's what happens in life. You get older, you learn, you mature. Cam's always been the same.
Haven't matured quite yet. I'm still working.
Still working on
But
that.
you know, he was always mature. He likes to troll a lot and joke around, but he's always been very mature and very smart, super smart. One of the smartest guys I've ever been around. I knew that as soon as I first met him. Liked him right away. When'd you leave us? In 2014, right?
2015, week 2.
Week
I was
2?
gone week 2.
Yeah, and we were all sad about that.
Aw.
I remember you got your first catch against the Bengals. Like, I remember everything.
Aw.
And I was like, all right, give him some, Cam. Like, and he just did the little celebration. I was like, yo, come on, man. First
all I
catch,
had,
you got to
man.
do something better than that. But, yeah, it's awesome, man. One of my favorite teammates. Great guy. Super smart. Learned so much from him. Tough as nails as a player. So that's what I...
Oh, listen to this. How nice. We're talking to Mike Evans
I
and
think we
Cam
should
Brate.
just keep going. We should
Just-
give
yeah, just
compliments.
keep
Yeah, I can
complimenting.
talk about this guy
Forever.
forever, man.
Yeah.
I remember that, I think, your first celebration, because that would have been my first year. And I think I asked you after the game, like, oh, where did that come from? And I think you were like, I had no plans at all.
No, never. Yeah.
That's probably your first touchdown then. In 15.
First touchdown. Yeah, well, the first touchdown, I had a little celebration and embarrassed about it to this day.
What
But,
was it again? Remind us. Since you're embarrassed, let's relive it.
We don't have to. No. It's
In 15, you led the team in receiving touchdowns, right?
no, definitely not 15. Probably 16.
No, 15.
15.
No,
I only
16,
had 3.
it was me.
Yeah, it was probably. I probably
Who in
I probably
15?
never
In
did.
15, I had 3.
So did I.
Who had more than us? The VJax?
Probably BJ.
But didn't he get injured?
16.
Y'all are already those old men that are like, no, what year
No,
was
he got
that
injured
again?
in 15, like early.
Maybe.
Who was it? It wasn't you? It wasn't ASJ.
No. I
There's-
feel like this is bad. This is
Who
bad.
had more than
Nice
3?
show.
That was crazy.
I don't know.
2015 was crazy.
Russell
Also, I feel like this is just a sign of how long you guys have been around, particularly you, Mike, how long you've been playing, that you're like, what year was it again that these things
Yeah.
happened? Tell me now. I feel like
good
also the
question.
good timing was this last week, the Bucs put out a video of the young guys on the team. They gave them a VHS tape and asked them what it was.
I saw that.
And they had no idea. And first of all, my heart hurt a little bit. I felt very old in that moment. Do you feel like an old head on the team now, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What are the ways that you end up feeling that as you talk to some of these
it's
guys?
like the music. The music, I mean, I've always loved rap, but as I've gotten older, I'm more of a R&B, soul, maybe a little rock, pop, or something like that. I enjoy that more. And then now the younger players on the team want to hear rap all the time. Like, yo, how can y'all be on that type of time, every day? I can't. I want to listen to some Marvin Gaye, some old R&B or something like that. And I hit him with trivia. So me and Cam, we used to love trivia. Trivia all the time. Me and him on site, we'll see each other. What college did Derek Fisher go to? See? We should do that all the time. And he knows it. He just has to think.
He went to Arkansas?
He said that so quietly and with a question mark.
No, I don't know.
Oh, come on, Cam. Come on, Harvard.
He went to an Arkansas school, I'm pretty sure.
Central Arkansas.
Okay.
Oh,
right?
nice.
We work together.
It's a teammate trivia
but
question.
We should do that all the time. And I do that with the younger players and stuff like that. They have no clue what I'm talking about. Like, no clue. So I still try to get them some trivia that they would possibly know.
Yeah.
And it's some stuff that a lot of the world might know, but they're just so young they don't know, and they haven't seen it.
We went through a riddle phase, too. Remember the riddle phase?
Those are hard.
Yeah, so
those are extremely hard.
My wife would get so mad at me because I come home with a new riddle every day, and she would get so annoyed because I just keep pestering her. She couldn't answer them.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I can see why she would enjoy that. So what do you feel like, Mike, are you most proud of about like your career to this point? Both, you could say on and off the field. What stands out?
The longevity of it. Winning the Super Bowl is probably the coolest thing ever. Really, the boat parade was better. Like, winning the Super Bowl and then the boat parade was one of the best times ever.
When you're sitting next to the star of the boat parade, in my opinion, the one great catch.
Great catch.
Maybe is it the best of your career?
Nah, my wife. Getting
hey.
Yeah, that's the best.
Look at that. That's a great answer.
She listens, so yeah, she'll be happy.
She listens.
Yeah.
So second best catch of the career.
Yeah, second best.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll allow that to happen. So yeah, so for you, it's the longevity in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then just the lives that I've changed, all the kids that I've met over the time, the families that me and my wife and our foundation has helped. Yeah, like that.
And it really is amazing because for however much people think they know you've done, it's infinity more because you are so secretive about so much of your giving back, which as the reporter of the team drives me crazy, but is also very much a testament to your humility and that you're doing it for the right reasons, which is great. What is the motivation behind all of that? What do you remember about these first ideas of how important that was going to be to you when, look, you're busy as all get out during the season, but that was always going to be a priority for you?
Well, I've always been around people that would give more, that would always help out. Like my mom, she was a saint. Like she didn't have much to give, but she would give everything she had if she could. Like she gave us the best Christmases, birthdays. She worked her butt off to make sure we got all that. And to see her work like that, and then other people in my city of Galveston, growing up small city, everybody wanted to just look out for each other. So I've always had that on my mind. If I was able to live out my dream and be a professional athlete and, make money, I always want to help people out. And that's what I've done. And the reason why I don't like talking about it, because it's hard to talk about. I mean, it's just how I am, it's how I'm wired. And, it's just, that's why I don't like talking about it, because it makes me uncomfortable to talk about it, really, because it's just something I do just because I want to do it, and it makes me feel good.
That's great. I remember my husband goes down to do a nonprofit work in Houston, and he just texts me one day, and he's like, I'm at a food bank. Mike Evans funds it. Of course he does. Like, we just had no idea, and it's amazing all the things that you've done that nobody knows about. So I know you don't like talking about it, which is why we do, and we will highlight that for sure. What do you remember about having Mike as a teammate, Cam, in terms of, you talked about how amazing it was to watch the plays he made. So I also mentioned having particularly a wide receiver who is a leader of a team, so unselfish, so giving, like going against every stereotype of what a wide receiver is.
Right.
What do you feel like that did for you guys in the locker room?
I mean, it just set the bar for us, right? And raised our expectations for how we would act. And, you look at receivers across the league, diva, want the ball, going out, complaining about contracts, whatever. And Mike has never done that at any point. He definitely could have, He's one of the best receivers in the league, was underpaid there for a while. And so if, like, Mike is just quietly going about his business, being such a great professional. Like, who am I to complain about anything going on in the building or anything going on with football? So, yeah, and Chris is kind of that same ilk. You know, it's those guys just provided the example for everyone else to follow, and everyone did. And going back to what you said about Mike, obviously being very philanthropic, but Mike just takes care of everyone around him. You know, obviously does great work with his charity, but all his friends, family, guys on the team, anyone going through anything, like Mike is the first guy there to help out. And, you know, whether it's supporting their charities or just you're just in a time of need, right? Mike is always there. Yeah.
All of that. Now, we've been really nice to each other so far. I feel like also we need to give a chance to roast each other a little bit. We can't just only be saying nice things.
Cool.
I feel like Cam already got to talk about what he remembers about you being a little bit more of a hothead. So tell me, Mike, if you were to roast Cam about your time together, what comes to your mind?
Dang. That's tough. I mean, how can you roast this guy?
I'm very roastable. It's okay.
He's giving you permission.
No, you're good. You don't
I mean,
Mike. It's okay.
Your swag ain't the best.
No, it's okay.
Like,
it's like the no
swag.
swag. It's like Cade's the same way, you know. But I wore gloves, you know. Cade
I know.
Gloves.
You know what's crazy? I told Cade when he was a rookie, I said, he was in practice with no gloves. I said, bro, why don't you wear gloves? I said, I mean, they could give you help you a little bit, you know.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, I'm just not a gloves guy. And his rookie year, he wore gloves. I'm not 100% sure it's because of me, but
no, I can tell you why I wore gloves. Do you remember preseason game against the Colts? He dropped his first pass thrown to him.
And he had no gloves?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, snap.
And Tom was like, hey,
I think after that, I told him,
to wear gloves.
Oh, it was Tom. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Because I thought it was me, because I told him, I said, bro, you should probably wear gloves. He was like, he was thinking about it. And then, like a couple weeks later, he was wearing gloves. And he wore gloves most of that season, I think the whole season.
He's better with no gloves.
Yeah, no gloves the next year.
Yeah, I mean, Tom telling you something and Mike telling you something.
Yeah.
At that point, you're probably like,
as a rookie,
I'll say they help you out, and the swag. Like, it doesn't look all
even
that
if
great,
all things were equal on the passes.
I was watching
swag.
Thursday night. They were doing like a recap. It was Jets Patriots. They were showing Wayne Corbett highlights. Incredible. A wide receiver. Like, tight end is one thing. Like, you're gritty, you're blocking. Dude, Wayne Corbett was a baller. No gloves.
No gloves.
Looked absolutely insane.
Catching everything?
Yes. Shout out Wayne Corbett.
No stickum?
I might have had a little stick.
No stickum back then. Put a little stickum on there.
All right, we're going to take another break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back to Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips, Cam Brate, and Mike Evans here. Right before the break, I was offering you the chance to roast Cam. What I was going to offer on this front, unfortunately, I couldn't come up with the photo to prove it. Were you aware, and I know, Mike, you're a basketball guy, so this is probably going to hurt your soul even worse. Cam used to shoot free throws. How, Cam?
Well, not very well.
Separate, with his eyes closed.
What?
I just wasn't. It wasn't. It was a whole thing.
In a real game?
Like I would bring the ball up, and it was like, it wasn't like I was.
need context like in the real game.
Yeah.
High school?
Well, there's like a picture that came out from my high school career, and my eyes were closed. Yeah, I was blinking. It wasn't like I was MJ closing my eyes for the challenge. Like, true stat, Mike. True stat. My junior year, I shot 23% from the free throw line.
23%. How many free throws did you shoot?
However, my senior year, I doubled it up.
46?
45. I'm rounding up.
Okay. That's fine.
Did you double up your free throw percentage year over year?
You can't. If you're over 50%,
that's right. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
So you're looking at the
dude. If
glass,
I kept playing, if I took the fifth year of high school,
you'd have been incredible.
There's no telling.
He'd have been better than you, Mike.
Yeah.
My free throw percentage, I don't want to say the number, but it was 69%.
I don't want to say the number, but here's the number.
No, it was. Like, I swear. I think I shot 180
But for how good of a shooter you are.
free throws. Well, I was a bad free throw shooter. Like, I was inconsistent. Like, some games I'd go 9 for 10, and then other games I'd go, like, 3 for 8.
So playing basketball with Mike is one of, like, if Mike's on your team, it's a lot of fun. If Mike's not on your team, it's not a lot of fun.
Not a lot of fun.
Back to his arms, like, you think you have a rebound, and then all of a sudden,
go gadget
like,
arm.
It just keeps going, and like he just goes right over you and gets the rebound. Yeah, so I learned to play on Mike's team, not against Mike.
Yeah, I feel like it's safe to say that you could have been almost as good of a basketball player as football or better even?
I think so. Yeah.
So let's play this game. If you were to pick Bucs players that are most likely to be able to have made it in the NBA, and then NBA guys you would most want on the Bucs.
It's hard for football guys to go to the NBA.
Very hard.
Like, come on. Like, I seen that question floating around. The NBA, football is tougher in some ways. Like getting tackled. Come on, some of them the NBA guys won't be able to handle it if they just jump right into it and no training. But no, it's not many NFL guys can go play in the NBA.
I got a better question. Okay, so I already texted Mike about this for his future career plans post football. Watching the Olympics, the 3-on-3 basketball, U.S. was not very good. We did not field a very good team. So if you were picking a 3-on-3 basketball team from the Buccaneers players to represent the United States of America in the 2028 Olympics, who are you taking?
Well, we got to have a little size, right? Nelly? Take Nelly.
Tall glass of water, yep.
6'8". Me. I'm a Swiss Army knife. I can play the point. I can guard a big if I have to. I don't want to, but if I have to, I can. Who else you got? Who else is hooping? When I was younger, I used to go hoop with all the guys, so I used to know their games. Rashad White. I'll take Rashad White.
I like that one.
Yeah, he can play a little bit.
He could be shifty. Are you bad at anything, Mike? Because like we talked about, you're amazing at basketball, amazing at football.
Lot of things.
What are you bad at?
Golf. Horrible at golf. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm bad at a lot of things, by the way. But golf, number one. I'm
and you've
terrible.
tried a little bit.
It's because I've tried and I want to be good at golf. I'm just not. So maybe that's going to come later on in my life, hopefully. But I'm terrible at golf.
And are you?
You're terrible at golf too, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
not great.
You just have to throw him under the bus too.
Okay, good. Yeah, both of you not great at it. Are you as competitive in everything as you are with things like basketball and football? Like if we were going to play a card game, if we were going to do any, are you insanely competitive at all?
As I've gotten older,
Cam answered for you.
I am, but my competitiveness, craziness has dropped a little bit as I've gotten older. I realize these things are just a game.
Sounds like he's still trying to convince himself.
And I try to just hold it all in,
It's still.
It's good to have passion over emotion.
Look at this
Which
maturity.
one of our head coaches used to say that all the time.
Passion over
emotion.
If I could guess, I don't remember that one. I would guess Dirk probably.
You guessed correctly.
Look at that.
As usual.
The trivia per usual. That's
Sounds
amazing.
like something Dirk would say. Yeah.
We're talking to Mike Evans. Also, so many guys on the team have become dads recently.
Yep.
You, of course, were practiced in Sarah. You've been a dad much longer than most of the guys on the team. What has it been like to watch a bunch of your teammates all of a sudden become dads for the first time? And then just what stands out to you about the experience for you as well and how it may have contributed to the maturing and the changing?
I mean, kids are great. They're a lot to deal with. They are, especially when they're younger. But, Bake, T-Worse, all these guys, having children, it's a beautiful thing. And family and those relationships is what life's about. Passing it on to the youth, passing it on to your children, just knowing how to be a good human being and doing your part while you're here. So it's been cool to watch them, become fathers.
One of my favorite things is to watch celebrities' kids where you can tell they don't think they're cool at all. Do your kids think you're cool? Do they understand that their dad is Mike Evans?
I do. I'm a little hurt sometimes that they don't think I'm cool. They don't.
They don't think you're cool at all?
No. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. It hurts me sometimes. I'm like, yo, y'all want to watch Daddy's highlights or whatever? They're like, no. Nope. Don't want to watch it. I try to put my son on highlights. He's like, I want to watch something else. I'm like, yo, what the heck?
Does he want to watch
I'm out here
another
going,
receiver's highlights or just like?
No, he just doesn't want to watch football.
Okay.
So my oldest, Mackenzie, she's 12. There was a little point there. She thought I was cool, and then now she doesn't think I'm cool
It's
anymore.
gone away.
So I'm like, yo, I want to be cool to my kids, but they know I'm cool. I think they just don't want to show it.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna just, cool, Mike. You're a cool guy. Yeah.
Do they think other
Maybe
guys
one
on the
day they'll
team are
think I'm
cool?
cool.
Like if you bring them up here, are there other guys on the team that they get excited about?
No,
just nobody.
No.
That's so unfortunate.
It's like Tom Brady. My oldest daughter was like, "You play with Tom Brady now?" And then that was like the coolest teammate I've had to her. So,
is that one of the top questions you get in general from people now? Is about for both of you? Is it about Tom?
You go first.
Yeah, probably.
Yes,
yeah, I would say yeah. People have a lot of questions about Tom.
They have a lot of questions.
Tom was great.
Yeah, it was Johnny Manziel for a while, and then Jameis for a while, and then now it's Tom. I get some Baker questions, but it's Tom mainly.
It's great. And I know that Levonte David is one of the few guys that also has been on the team the whole time that both of you guys were here. Tell me a little bit about what it's been like to watch Levonte, to have him as a teammate, to have him be here ahead of, he and Golston are the only ones that were here the whole time for both of you. What have you seen from Levonte over the course of his career and the level that he's still playing at this point?
He's a beast.
He is. He's unbelievable.
Ultimate captain.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like people are like waiting on Levonte's downfall, and it just never happens. Like, he keeps getting better. He's a fine wine.
A fine wine. I like
most
that.
underrated player ever.
It's like Levonte is a Hall of Fame level player, no question.
Absolutely.
And it's like unfortunate the way that it works. It's like comes down to the like how many All Pros and Pro Bowls you make. But Levonte got the short end of the stick for so many years because he was classified the same position as pass rushers who had a ton of sacks. So they would get all the accolades. So maybe he doesn't have like the All Pros, the Pro Bowls, but you look over the course of his career, he was one of the best linebackers, like true linebackers in the NFL
and he can do it all.
Everything.
He covers, he tackles, he takes the ball away. He does all those things. He leads us week in, week out, year in, year out. He's the ultimate leader, man.
And like
most underrated player.
His transformation, his leadership transformation, how much more comfortable he is now.
Yes. Like the way he can speak and just get everybody to get on board and follow. Yeah, man, he's different.
Yeah, because he doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, you listen.
We have to listen.
Yeah.
Because he knows what he's talking about, and he goes out there and proves it.
Who do you see as essentially the next generation of the big-time Bucs leaders that we think of? You know, we had a chance to have guys like Levonte and you for so long. If once you guys are gone, who are some of the guys on the team now that you can see stepping into those roles, having some of that longevity and really being the leaders that someone else is talking about like this?
I mean, they're the captains that we have now. Bake, T. Worst, Antoine. You know, those guys are probably going to be here a really long time, you know, God willing. And they've been leading great. As young players, T. Worst, he's stepped into the leadership role, one of our best players, Antoine Winfield, and then Baker's the quarterback. So, I mean, they've been doing a great job at leading already. So I look forward to those guys, you know, when I'm long gone to still be here leading these Buccaneers.
These young guys. And speaking of some of the young guys, Jalen McMillan, a guy came in and was just on fire starting in the preseason, training camp, making a bunch of big catches, making a mark early on. What did you see from him coming in as a rookie and having such confidence and doing some things to really say, like, hey, I deserve a shot at this?
Well, that's just it. I mean, his confidence, man, he has it. And he was a really polished player already coming in as far as route running and knowledge of the game. When I came in, I didn't know NFL playbooks like that. I didn't know how to sight adjust and things like that. I wasn't great at reading coverages. He can do all those things. And the NFL, when you first come in, you still have a lot to learn, and he definitely still has a lot to learn. But he came in pretty polished, and he's going to be a really good player for us.
When did you learn all that stuff? Like you talk about, of how much you changed and grew with your ability to just read defenses and playbooks.
I'm a quick learner. So midway through my rookie year is when everything started to slow down for me. I mean, we were playing bad, and I was like, we have nothing to lose. I'm going to just go out there and play as hard as possible, practice as hard as possible, and good things will happen, and they did.
That's pretty cool. What do you remember about, for you, the adjustment coming in? I mean, look, you went to Harvard. We were expecting you to know all the things right away.
Yeah. No, I was not very prepared, I would say, mentally or physically. Yeah, it was a huge learning curve, huge jump in competition and expectation. But yeah, I'm just thankful the coaches had enough patience for me to kind of figure it all out. But yeah, I mean, it's funny for Mike, like, yeah, he did have to learn eventually, but like Mike is so good. Like at the beginning, it didn't really matter if Mike knew what was going on. You just had to throw the ball high enough to Mike.
And that's kind of how it was, because we didn't have an offensive coordinator that first year.
It was the best.
So the plays were a little easier, yeah.
We're hilarious. We just ran the same plays every week.
Both go, both stop. Like,
our OC had a health condition during training camp, and so I think at that point the coaches knew we weren't going to be very good.
Yeah.
So no one wanted to be the OC. It was a
Did you
disaster.
know that? I was so naive my rookie year. I thought we were going to be good.
I mean, no, yeah, I thought
Because in practice,
I was like, wow,
you see all
these
these
guys
players,
are,
like, there's a lot of good players,
I was
man.
like, wow, these guys are awesome. We're going to be
and
sweet.
then in the preseason, we beat the Buffalo Bills in the third preseason game, and that's supposed to be the big one back then because there was 4 games. And we beat the Bills down. I was like, all right, we're going to be all right.
And we were so bad.
We were terrible. Definitely the worst team I've been on besides my high school team. The only year I played varsity football, we were terrible. 1-9.
Oof.
Yeah, so 1-9 and then 2-14. Those are the worst years football.
At least you had those A&M years in between the two to kind of revitalize.
Well, we only had one good year at A&M.
Yeah.
And then we were 9-4 my last year.
Well, you were just getting prepared to know how to deal with it your rookie year to not think that was the end.
Good thing I was a rookie, though, in that moment, because going through that as an older player, it'll be more challenging. Mm-hmm. And I saw that with the guys. We had vets on the team, and it used to frustrate me that they would act the way that they acted. Like, they didn't want to practice hard. Like, we're doing one-on-ones with the DBs by week like 14, 15. And that's like the last week you have pads on. And I'm going extra hard. I didn't care. And the DB's like, come on, Mike, chill out. I'm like, nah, that's just how I am. And now that I'm older, I get it. Yeah. Like, come on, you got to say that for Sunday.
Yeah. You were that annoying young guy that still had those fresh
I was
legs.
going hard. Like, I was pulling. The DBs had to tell me, say, Mike, you got to stop yanking us. Like, on my releases, I was being physical. I'm yanking them in practice. And I learned how to practice shortly after that.
What are those favorite routes for you, favorite releases, things to do on the field? Like, what gets you really hyped when you hear a certain play call or a certain thing for you?
Like a double move. Or if it's third down and we know it's going to be cover one, man, I'm an outside the numbers guy, but I also love to be in the slot as well. So, but outside the numbers, a fade, a stop route, a double move, something like that gets me excited.
So Mike has a release that no one else, I've never seen anyone else able to like do it successfully. He does it all the time. His arms are so long. He's so much more physical than the corners. He just grabs them and just throws them. Like, it's like a D lineman. It's like a D line shedding.
Or the pull through.
Yeah, right.
The pull through.
It's, really hard to stop for these poor cornerbacks. Yeah.
I don't use it as much. I used to rely on it heavy when I was big. But now I got a little more quickness, and I know how to move guys a little bit more without having to just jack them up all the time.
Oh, yeah. We're going to take one more break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and Mike Evans. I have to ask you about your catch against the Commanders week 1. That touchdown catch was wild. That I feel like there's very few times I imagine you can still like shock fans. I think at this point we all just expect you to make these insane catches, but even that one I felt like jaws were dropping everywhere. Take us through that, and did it feel
you talking
as
about
wild?
The one over the left shoulder?
Yeah. Did it feel as wild as it looked to all the rest of us?
Nah, it felt like practice.
It's so easy for Mike to make that catch. Like, it's not easy, but like he makes it look so easy. It's so hard. That catch was so hard. Like, late hands, guy right on him, over his like shoulder. Like, yeah, it was a great catch.
It was a great throw too. Without that throw, I probably wouldn't have been able to catch it because he defended it pretty well. A lot of hand fighting, got physical, past 5 yards, but that's what I like. And the ref didn't call anything, and that's fine. But Baker threw a great ball. And then it's something you practice, eyes on the ball at all times. It was a good catch.
All right, I was thinking, what is the best catch you've ever had in your NFL career?
In a game?
Yes.
The best catch I've ever had, that Eagles catch last year was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know how I caught that one. I know the 2016,
Falcons
the one-hander when I got cracked by Keanu. The hit didn't hurt. I was just tired.
The one hand against Dallas. That
one was pretty good. The picture was better.
The picture's better than the catch.
That picture is crazy.
Yeah.
But the hardest catch I ever made is that same game. I couldn't see the ball at all. It was like these lights right here was just blinding me. I couldn't see against Robert Alford. 2016, I had a double move out and up, and Jameis still threw the ball, and we're just wrestling down there in the end zone, and I jump up. I cannot see the ball at all.
I remember the play.
And it looks easy because like he's little and he's smaller than me, and I catch the ball and I pluck it. I don't know how I caught that pass to this day. I couldn't see it at all. Like the lights were, how the fans don't understand, like the night games and sometimes when the sun's in your eyes and a guy's on you, it's really hard to track the ball.
Impossible.
And so I'm like, these lights right here, just boom. And I just jump up. I'm like, man, where's the ball? And just boom, it just falls in my hands. I'm like, yo.
It's like a
So
Sandlot
that's one of
moment.
my most surprising catches to me. But
Well,
I guess the best one's the Eagles one last year.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
pretty
And this is sort of an appropriate time for me to say I solicited some fan questions for Mike.
Here we go. We
And
love the
one
fans.
was which QB threw you the best pass you've ever been on the receiving end of, and what was the throw? And then I should also add, for context, the fan that asked this question is named Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Well, Fitz.
Yeah, I was like,
It got to be Fitz then, right? Great question there, Fitz. Let's take it to 2018, first game of the year. We called Oven, and I had a go ball backside on third down. 50-yard touchdown, I think. Go ball.
Against the Saints, right?
Yeah, that was
yeah,
a good one.
he seemed like there was something in his mind when he
knew
asked
I was-
this.
Favorite touchdown. I mean, that's one of them for sure.
That was a good.
That was
fire.
That was a great one.
That was incredible. Another fan question we had was: is Mike still incredibly into Fortnite?
Oh.
And based on this brand new tattoo right on the kneecap that says Fortnite,
Yep.
you just got this offseason, yes?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. That's part of a much larger thing. But yeah, I'm guessing your answer is yes. Fortnite still.
Yeah, I love Fortnite.
Yep. Other favorite games?
Best game. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 was my all-time favorite until I started playing Fortnite in 2017, and that just stole my heart. So yeah,
Stole my
Fortnite.
heart. I love that.
Unbelievable game.
That's amazing.
Crazy game. Like, so many game modes, the creativity of it, the skill you have to have. It's amazing game.
I think you're getting made fun of by Cam right now, and I'm really enjoying
No, how's that?
Cam is giggling at this.
Wow, you really love it, huh?
No, it's a great game.
Okay, great. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
I play it almost every day.
That's awesome.
It's like I go on vacation, I miss about a week.
It's good to have
here and
hobbies.
there.
That's about it. So you also this Fortnite tattoo is part of a much larger new tattoo. Tell us what all you got this off season.
Got the family portrait when we signed back. Me and my family.
Oh, so is that the photo from when you
That's the
signed
photo,
back?
yeah.
Oh, that's
I
amazing.
had a different idea. I was gonna get Mount Rushmore of my kids, but I said,
Amazing.
I kept looking at my screensaver, and I was like, I gotta get this photo on me.
That's really
and
cool.
I did. So
That'd be
and then
tough if you got another kid.
Got the Bucs pirate ship right here.
Nice. And then Batman.
Batman, and then the Fortnite, and then Tuffy the Tour, my high school mascot, the Galveston Ball High Golden Tornadoes.
That's pretty
So
cool.
Tuffy the Tour is right here on the right. Small, you can't really see, but
I love that.
Sorry.
We're talking to Mike Evans here. And speaking of your high school, Zion McCollum,
yep.
fellow high school alum, which of course he talked about what an idol you were as he came up in that school, knowing that it was where you had gone as well, and how cool for him to come play here. What have you seen from his growth since coming in as a rookie and now him being in this starting role?
He's getting better and better. He gave up like one catch yesterday, but other than that, had a few pass deflections. He's had a great offseason this year, gave us a lot of good work on the offensive side of the ball. He has really great physical attributes. He's almost 6'2". He can run. He's tough. He's tackling way better this year. I mean, he's having a really good year so far. Hopefully he can continue to do it, and I'm sure he will. And we play his brother this week, which is crazy. I watched him and his brother in high school when I was in the NFL. I went back for a game, watched them, and I wasn't familiar with them because they didn't grow up. They weren't born in Galveston, but they came to Galveston in middle school, so I didn't even know who they were. And then I saw them on the field. I said, when did we get these twins? They're super athletic, like they're good, and they're here now, and I'm so proud of them.
That's awesome. All right, got to get to the last fan question that somebody submitted. I thought this was pretty great. They said, which ability from Harry Potter would you rather have, broom flying or apparition? To apparate.
People that don't know what apparating means is it's kind of like the Nightcrawler on X-Men, how he can just zap and just end up anywhere. But I'd rather.
What if you don't know that reference?
You disappear from one
You can
place.
disappear
I know what
Yeah, somewhere
apparating
else.
is, but I have no idea what that second thing you said is.
Man, that's sad. I got to kick him off as
You ever seen
co-host.
X-Men? The blue Nightcrawler. He can vanish and end up anywhere he wants to go.
Cool.
I'd rather fly on a broom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tell me why.
Who wouldn't want to know how to fly? Like flying? Give me a Nimbus 2000, a Firebolt.
You
I'm
wouldn't
in
even
the
have
sky.
to. You wouldn't even have to fly if you could apparate. You could just appear. Like you could.
But the thrill of flying,
Yeah. How
it's a
sweet is it?
thrill. Like,
Yep.
that's
Efficiency.
crazy.
You never have to travel. You never have to drive. You wouldn't have to fly.
And you can apparate other people as well, but they might get sick. That is, but the thrill of flying would be better. Like just flying fast.
I mean, that's like the biggest.
Have you ever seen the movies?
Yes.
Which one would you rather do?
Apparate. Like, dude, it would save you so much time.
You could fly
I could
fast.
go anywhere, Mike. I could go
There's also-
we could be doing this in Ibiza. Like, wouldn't that be nice, you know?
You're thinking about it too logical. I'm thinking about it like
The experience.
the fun part.
This also sums the two of you up, I feel like, the different approaches you took to this question.
They're both great options. Obviously, I wish I could do both, but flying?
Mike.
Firebolt right here.
Mike, where do you want to go?
Let's go.
Oh, we can be there in a second. We can.
1 second.
1 second. So now, of course, you need to put
no fun in
Cam.
that.
We need to put Cam into a Hogwarts house. We need to hear because he has his thoughts of who he is, and I'd
He's
like to see.
You're Hufflepuff because
Yeah.
he's kind of
Nailed it.
similar to Cedric Diggory.
Ooh.
Talented, good-looking guy.
It's been a while.
I'm not saying that you're that good-looking, but
It's
okay.
okay.
You're not an ugly guy.
Thank you.
So
I'll take it.
yeah, say you kind of give me Cedric Diggory vibes.
All right, cool.
So yeah,
That's not
Hufflepuff it
too bad.
is.
Hufflepuff it is.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Okay, so now Eagles. We're gonna close with this. He's like, I'll take it. Eagles. Tell me. I mean, man, you guys have played them several times in some pretty high stakes games lately. I feel like they probably feel about you guys the way y'all felt about the Lions last week, ending their season last year. So tell me what stands out about their defense, and then just playing them as a team overall.
They're tough. They're going to be just as tough as this defense that we played. So we have to come with it. They're really good, star-studded all around, offensively and defensively. I feel like we need a fast start, and I feel like we need to be the most physical team.
What do you feel like is one thing that you want to see happen, especially early on, to know you guys were able to put last week behind you, and it's a totally new game?
We need to put drives together, help our defense. Offensively, we need to put drives together. Or score, whatever. Put drives together or score fast, either one. Just to help our defense out, put points on the board, put pressure on them, make them have to pass the ball, and get out of their run game.
All right. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us. This has been awesome. Again, we know rough game the other day, but good guy award for coming on the show. We really enjoyed it and appreciated the time.
We'll bounce back.
We'll bounce back. I like it. All right. That's going to do it for us here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio.